How's it happening, YouTube? And welcome back into the Hollywood Rip studio for this week's episode of the Hobby Headquarters. We've got a lot to cover. Price increases across the board from PSA. Some massive auctions coming up. Updates on Top Series 1. A new card that we think you will love. And of course, the return of Topps Chrome football draws near. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mr. Hollywood, joined as always by the legend of Lawrence.
No.
Joe Nasty by my side. He always says no. He is the legend of Lawrence, Kansas.
Not even close.
He is 100% the legend of Lawrence, Kansas. We can comment it in the comments below. But let's start this week off with what people surely will not like. I actually don't mind this, but yeah. It's PSA. PSA has announced that effective, I believe it was effective Saturday, they are increasing pricing across almost all of its submission lineup in terms of sports cards and TCG. The TCG bulk will go from $14.99, so it can go from $15 to $17. And value bulk for sports cards, stuff like that, is going to go from $19 to $20.
That's ridiculous.
Express, if you want your stuff in and out quicker, Express is being increased from $129 to $149. Super Express is going from $249 to $299. And walkthroughs are going $4.99 to $5.99. Right. So basically, we're seeing like a 5 to 10% increase across the board for the most part, aside from the walkthrough, right? Which is a significantly bigger percentage. I mean, what it kind of tells me is they want to be grading less TCG. It tells me that they're getting inundated with Pokemon, essentially.
I see.
Yeah. Which is entirely fair. The Pokemon market has seen a ridiculous uptick in the past 2 months thanks to this Pokemon Pocket game that people are playing on their phones.
People or you?
Both. Yeah, the Pokemon market is on absolute fire. It could be a steep cliff, though. We'll see what happens with that. But this just tells me that PSA not necessarily wants to be grading less Pokemon, but they increased it by $2, not $1, like they did the sports cards.
Yeah.
So they clearly are saying, like, hey, I don't really want to grade another Beedrill.
We'll do it.
We'll do it, but like, you're going to have to shell out the extra $2 cojones.
Begrudgingly, we'll do it.
Yeah. Now, important to note, they are struggling a little bit with turnaround times. They are seeing a huge influx of cards. It's piling up. You are delayed if you're submitting to PSA. They are delayed by several weeks or maybe a month. So just keep that in mind. But in terms of the pricing, to be honest with you, the reason that I'm fine with it is I think too many people are submitting base stuff anyways at this point. Pop counts continue to climb, and they're like, it depends on the card, right? But like, for example, the Wemby's base card has a pop count of like 25,000 or something. I don't know if that's the exact number, but it might be a little less, might be a little more. But this is going to kind of help curb that, right?
Yeah. Along
with their next price increase, maybe at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
I do think that we will start to see a little more market share head towards CGC and SGC this year as well. Maybe not directly because of this, but because of it. CGC, SGC have way better turnaround times. They're able to get your stuff back in a matter of weeks, which is pretty big. And those two have been trending up a lot more in the past year. They have both surpassed Beckett, which is dying a slow and painful death. But yeah, PSA price increases. Let's Let's pump the price up a little bit to try and weed out a little bit of the stuff that we shouldn't be grading. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I'm generally fine with because they're not egregious increases, right? Like you said,
No.
Jokingly, one went from $19 to $20. It is interesting though. I mean, it feels like, right, they're kind of doing all this. They're like, we're so busy. Like, this is going to take a load off our backs. But then I think it's a very, very low percentage and this probably won't happen. But what if it does sort of slow down that business? You're making so much money.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, that money that you were making from all the bulk that was coming your way could, you're basically turning off a faucet just a little bit. It'll be interesting to see. I'm generally fine with throwing money at a problem if it's not a ridiculous thing. It's sort of I think it's $50, right, to go from wherever to A1 on Southwest. Maybe, you know what I mean? That's not. It's not
$20 for early bird check-in.
It's it's not a lot, but you have to think about it.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I relatively equate this to. It's
Yeah.
If you're going to be paying $129 whatever, then you'll probably do this next bounce up. But it's enough to make you think about it, and I think that's what they want.
Right.
Which I'm honestly fine with.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you're probably still not gonna say, I'm not gonna submit this because it's $19 now instead of $18.
Exactly.
You know?
No, exactly.
And they still run specials, so I would recommend just waiting for the specials when it's they'll run a bulk modern special for $15 a card or something. I would still just kind of wait for those. Maybe it'll be $16 a card now instead of $15.
Yeah. I too would like to charge about $30 more to keep people from talking to me. In person, I would love to make ways for me to make my time worth it.
That's not very nice.
I didn't say it was. I'm a known curmudgeon.
Let's move to hobby story number 2, and that is that there are some mighty big auctions that are coming up. Golden 100. This year's first Golden 100 is going to be really, really epic. That's the easiest way I can explain it. We have 3 kind of marquee big daddies that are going to go ahead with Golden in just in a couple weeks, a week. But number 1 is the Shohei Ohtani Dynasty Black 1/1 dual batting gloves, game-used batting gloves autograph, which we talked about, I think, a couple weeks ago on our show. Mm-hmm. That card will go up for auction. I'm really curious to see what that one does. Obviously, the Logo Man is the most coveted in the set, but I don't think the Logo Man's been pulled yet. This one has. I always wondered what it would cost to get all 3 of these together in the same collection.
That's right, yeah.
This is step 1, so we are getting closer to finding out the answer to that question. The second really cool item they have is Lionel Messi's first team captain armband for Team Argentina.
That's crazy.
Which is pretty nuts. Number 1, considering that was a while ago.
Yeah.
B, we'll put a picture of it on your screen. This thing looks like it came rolling off the factory line last week. It is in pristine condition. I mean, the yellow is vibrant and bright. There isn't a single mark on it. Nothing. I don't know what year this was from, but again,
2011.
Amazing piece. 2011.
I just looked. I wanted to know also.
There you go. The last marquee piece is a Patrick Mahomes piece. It's Patrick Mahomes, 2017 National Treasures 1/1 RPA. That will go up as well. I don't need to really explain why that is of significance as the NFL referees continue to push Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs through NFL games.
That was bad. That was so bad.
Some of them were egregiously bad.
I'm definitely Mr. Get over it. He's just better than you.
Yeah, I am too.
But yesterday was bad.
No, it was bad. And then it also kind of irked me, even towards the end of the game, when Mahomes he intentionally slowed down
Yeah.
at the sideline so that he could get hit, and then he starfished and threw his
flop.
arms up in his air to flop to try.
That was bad.
I just
I thought you meant the one where he was skirting around and then ran out of nothing and fell down.
well, that one too.
But I know, the flop
That one
was
too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's look. Yes, Mahomes is better than pretty much every quarterback in the NFL, right? Maybe not from a statistical standpoint this year, but again, until someone goes into Arrowhead and beats the Chiefs or beats the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, you can't really say much.
Anyways, that's not what. That's all right. I had.
But yeah, that's not what we're talking about. Golden 100.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, the last few weeks have been like, let me name all this. I'm not trying to be Mr. Soccer here, but that Messi one is unbelievable.
It's
His
crazy.
first captain's armband ever won for Argentina, where he now is a godlike status because of what he did with them in the World Cup
Yeah.
a couple years ago. And I mean, you've been banging on the drum of like people who are living goats in their sports, so on and so forth. Like, that's Messi, and for his first ever armband,
Trying to find it.
that's the stuff of legends. I think I just looked it up, right? The bright yellow.
Look how brand new this looks.
Yeah, that honestly, it looks like he took it from his first ever cap, or well, not in soccer they call their cap their first appearance, so
Right.
first time captaining, and just like vacuum sealed it. No, that's
It's
to me that's
beautiful.
That's really, really cool.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it is. Let's move to hobby story number 3, and that's 2025 Top Series 1. We talked about it a little bit last week. We showed you the design. I think the design is solid for this year, but one important announcement that we got from Topps in the past week is that, and I don't know if this is all of them or just some of them, but the base autographs in Topps Series 1 this year, at least some of them, will be on the actual card. They will not be sticker autographs. And for me, I think that's actually a much bigger deal than maybe a lot of people may think. I mean, if you do think it's a big deal, then I agree with you. Obviously, we prefer on-card over the stickers for a few reasons. It helps value-wise, of course, aesthetic-wise. So you don't see the little reflection of the sticker and all that, and sometimes they miss the sticker and like part of the signature is off it's just cut off. But for me, it's more about it. Like, it's nice to know that they aren't taking the lazy way out for once and just sending 500 sticker sheets to someone.
Yeah.
Right? To just sign and then have a whole team just slapping these things on these cards. Because what this means is that these players are actually touching these cards now, right? And in a world where we get more and more printing, convenience, sticker autographs, and patch cards off of the rack that aren't even used or worn. It's like I went to the MLB flagship store in New York City and bought a Julio Rodriguez jersey and then just took the logo man off it and put it in a 1-of-1 card. Like, that's what we're seeing now, right?
I know what you mean.
It's crazy. So in that world,
that's devious. I never thought about that.
In that world, it's nice to see something go the other way for once, especially in like a base. This is base Series 1. This isn't a super high-end product. Like, Topps Chrome will be a higher-end product. Chrome Update will be a higher-end product. So I really like this, and I think it's a really big deal. And I think you need to take note of this, Topps, or Panini, or Leaf, or whoever. You need to do your best to put the autographs on the card. You just do. And I think it's just it's a nod. It looks better, and it's also a nod to just collectors and people in the hobby in general to say, like, hey, we got you, man. That's all we need. Thumbs up.
Well, I was gonna say 10 out of 10, no notes.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, no notes. Should we just move on?
Well, I thought because like I was reacting to you being like them looking out for the people. It's like saying, that's really nice. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, if you can get someone actually like looking at the product and actually like not touching it, but like, and I know it's probably the conveyor belt, right, where they put down put down. But like still, even at least they were in the vicinity.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great. It's great.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Speaking of what else is great, Topps also announced then and now cards. And I think these are really cool. They are set to release what they are calling a then and now card. It's a patch autograph. Has 2 patches on it and an autograph for players who have switched teams.
Yeah.
So I think it's I like I said earlier, I love this idea. So think you have, we'll put some on the screen for you, but you have like an Ohtani then and now card. You have an Angels patch from one of his Angels jerseys and a Dodgers patch, and then you have his autograph, right? You have Ken Griffey Jr.
That's cool, yeah.
You have Mark McGwire. Those were the 3 that they kind of pumped on social media, and that you're seeing in the previews there. Juan Soto is not going to fit on one card now. He's going to be a booklet. He's going to be Juan Soto is going to have to be like a trifold booklet with the number
like
of
one of those flippy ones where the thing moves across because of the animation.
Yeah, I mean, man, how many teams has Soto been on now?
Mets,
4.
Pods. Yeah, he will when he takes the field for the Mets.
4 teams in 4 years.
Is it that?
I think so, right? Maybe 5.
I mean, he got traded midseason, so
Yeah, that's crazy. But there's a lot of people who fall in love with a player on a specific team and don't necessarily love the team, right?
Right.
And they get shipped or sign elsewhere later on. This is a great chase to be kind of your all-encompassing one-of-one chase. If it's the player, not the team you love, right? There's a lot of people who love Shohei Ohtani when he was on the Angels, right? He came to the Dodgers. They still love Shohei Ohtani, right? There's a lot of people that love Juan Soto, no matter where he goes, right? This is a great way, if you're a fan of the player, not the team, to collect the player.
Yeah. This is, I think, going to be... So I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's going to be massive when they pick up their NBA rights. Because especially in the NBA,
Yeah.
you really, really find fans, like player fans. Like, I'm thinking, like, as we were growing up, yeah, no, that's really cool. And I think that's going to be massive because for the NBA, because it's like, especially now, you have more LeBron fan. And this is kind of a bad example with the franchise, but, like, you have LeBron people, you have, like, Westbrook people. It's just not, you have, like, Durant, you have Curry. And if Curry went to a different team, they'd still be Curry fans. They wouldn't necessarily be Warrior fans. And I think that's more the NBA style than, especially even for MLB, where you still get player movement. So I think that's really going to be massive. This also reminded me of, like, the Twitter meme. I find it really funny when, like, you're making fun of anyone in the world being washed up or, like, really old.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is how this person's going to be. And it's a picture of a player on, like, the last team they were ever on that you, like, really forget. It's like a picture of Adrian Gonzalez on the Mets.
Yeah.
It's like Jim Thome as a Dodger. It's like Ken Griffey as a White Sox when he fell asleep in the club. But that's what... Actually, you know, with NIL, this just popped in my mind as we're talking. With NIL and, like, the sort of brandization of college athletics, which I kind of hate.
Yeah.
Maybe they may do this already, like an alumni.
He's about to say something that actually makes a lot of sense.
So, like, a college plus pro, like, so it's like the combined of the different teams you've been on, but, like, I don't know why I keep thinking of someone on Villanova, but, like, someone like Dante DiVincenzo, a Villanova picture, and, like, him on the Bucks.
That isn't, you know what? And I don't know, we got to send this idea to Topps or someone, but NCAA cards are not as valuable and not as sought after as their pro counterparts, obviously.
Right.
What's a way to make some of those NCAA cards as lucrative or as attractive? Is that idea right there.
You know what would be valuable?
Put a Joe Burrow LSU patch and a Bengals rookie pro patch on the same card. Bang.
It's too easy.
Fireworks.
Could you imagine a Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson? Like, I don't know if there's enough room.
There's not enough space. That's a booklet.
That's a poster.
But
in theory,
yeah, in theory,
that'd be really cool. You know what?
That's a great
college?
idea. That's a great idea.
would be more valuable than their pros and would bump up the value of that sport. A Caitlin Clark Iowa something and a Caitlin Clark Fever something. Similar, and because I thought of this when you said LSU. Angel Reese, LSU something. Yeah. Angel Reese, Chicago Sky.
I mean, you could even do the same for like you said, for guys transferring. Or guys or girls transferring in college, right?
Yeah, true.
There's so much transferring going on now too. You could have
the Oregon QB, Dylan Gabriel, Oklahoma patch, Oregon patch from like the playoffs.
I mean the possibilities are endless. But let's move
Ain't that the truth
to the next hobby topic, and that's 2025 Topps Chrome football. That's right, I said Topps Chrome football. It's officially back, almost. Going to be available for pre-order this week, I believe. This is obviously an all-chrome set, and it's going to be the first since 2015. It has been a quick minute. It has been 10 years since we've seen it. Of course, it is unlicensed for this year, but next year's will be licensed as they do acquire the license to the NFL. I have a few thoughts with this. It's cool to see Topps Chrome revived from the dead for the NFL, like we saw it revived from the dead for the NBA last year. But, and I don't know if this is just me, and I'm curious to know what you guys think too on this one. But is it just me, or do these sets look way, way too similar, way too close to like MLB sets? Right? Like you're seeing the pictures of the cards kind of go through your screen, but the Future Stars card, that's straight out of like baseball Series 1, Series 2, Update, Chrome every single year. The all etch cards, that's the same thing. We had all etch cards. We had Future Stars cards out of virtually every flagship baseball product from Topps last year. And to me, it just seems kind of lazy design-wise. I will say, I do think Panini, I think Prism and Select have done a better job in terms of design on these, even for the base stuff. And the inserts are, for the most part, more unique looking than say, like an all-etch Topps Chrome football card, which also has no logos on it for now. So they have time, which is the good thing, and I really hope that Topps makes these more unique over the next few years. I wasn't a fan of the design of Topps Chrome basketball last year. I thought it looked kind of corny, kind of cheesy. Of course, not having the logos was a big deal, but
yeah,
you know, it just looked so unbelievably basic, like unbelievably basic. And I just think they got to be better with Topps Chrome. Like, you're bringing Topps Chrome back. Like, let's get a designer in here who's going to make Topps Chrome epic again. Make Topps Chrome like the hype for Prism or the hype for Select, right? It just doesn't look good, not yet. But cool to have him back.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're. You got to start somewhere,
right?
You can only go up from there. This also does bring about my favorite cards, which is the unlicensed, which is a player strategically holding a football or a basketball right in front of their chest,
so you don't see the logo.
So we're gonna see like Jalen Hurts in a very dark green plain jersey, and a dark green helmet with nothing else. On it.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are always fun.
Yeah. Well. Last hobby story of the week. This one's just kind of a fun throw-in.
This is fun.
I thought it was really cool. But there is a collector out there. I don't know who it is, but they are a fan of the Colorado Avalanche.
French.
Yes. The Colorado Avalanche. And again, like I said, I wouldn't normally talk about this, but he has been quietly trying to put together the full Colorado Avalanche logo out of 21, 22 Upper Deck. These are the Premier Mega Patch cards. There's 4 players that make up the set, and the cards are hand numbered to 31. This guy's missing 1 card.
Oh, man.
Just 1. And it looks epic so far. you're seeing a picture of what it looks like so far on the screen. He is looking for.
Oh my God.
He is looking for serial number 8.
And he's looking for Nathan McKinnon, no less, like their best player.
So he's looking for serial number 8. So if you have serial number 8,
Get it to him.
let's make this man a deal. I love hobby stories like this one because collecting logos or patches that go together, rainbows, nameplates, people that collect the last name of someone's jersey. It's like one of the hardest things to do in the hobby, and a lot of times it takes years. Sometimes it takes these people a decade plus to do something like this, and there is nothing more satisfying than seeing someone complete that journey, because let's be honest, the person who has this number 8, he only has one of them.
Yeah.
Like,
just give it to the guy.
Let's find this serial number 8 card and let's get it to this collector. I think it's really cool.
And that's awesome. I mean, could you imagine, like, this guy's probably just sitting up there somewhere in the Rockies, because, like, what else are you gonna do? He loves his Avalanche, he just wants to complete the logo. No, that's the stuff I love. I always talk about the quirkiness and the things that always catch my eye, or more things of this nature. So if there's anything we can do, I might go get myself a pack today, and hopefully I find it, and I'll send it straight to him in Junction City.
Yeah, I would.
Is that
too.
a city in Colorado?
I think so.
Junction City?
Grand Junction City? I don't know.
One of them.
You might have to look that one up.
I will.
But that'll wrap things up for us on this week's episode
Do it right
of
now.
The Hobby Headquarters. Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell down below. Drop a like and comment too if you'd like. We do reply usually. So until next time, I'm Mr. Hollywood. That's Joe Nasty. Is it a city in Colorado?
Grand Junction, you were right.
Okay, it is. That's Joe Nasty. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. The boys out.